Today we're going to cover an amazing topic, spiritual fitness. And this is the reason why most people are not fit. This is, I would say, the number one reason why most people are not fit. Because spiritual fitness, the word spiritual or spirit is the unseen period, what you cannot see. And spiritual is really like the opposite of material, and most people think fitness is such a materialistic aspect. It's a physical trait, yet I suggest to you that the number one reason why you or anyone is not fit is because they are not putting a spiritual aspect to fitness. Let's get started. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. And this is going to support you in so many amazing ways. Now, let's just start the screen over here, playing with this fancy new toy. And hopefully it's going to really show you exactly the big mistake that you are making. So the number one mistake that most people make when it comes to fitness. Let's pardon me, getting used to this here. Most people make this mistake right here. Number one is we do not have clarity. And now some people are going to say, I have clarity. I'd like to lose 40 pounds. That's not the clarity that I'm really talking about. The biggest aspect of clarity is one of your greatest superpowers. And one way of saying it is what you expect. Okay, another really gigantic way of saying it is belief. Okay, belief. Now, why did I just underline B? Because what you believe about yourself is your being, and that is what you expect to happen. So if you believe, I can't do it, I am destined to be fat, exercise is hard for me, it's easy for other people, or on another spectrum, this is going to take hours a day, this is going to take a gym, I need to take Ozempic or a shot, or I'm sick all the time. I don't know how I'm going to fit this in time-wise because it'll take hours in the gym and forced cardio, and I'm going to have to fast all the time, cut carbs, or eat things I don't like. You are already on the way to failure because what you expect is that which you do not want. I hope this is resonating with you and ringing a bell as to why this is not working and why it hasn't worked so many times. Now, this is in the same line is your belief is, and your expectation is, your perception is that you need tactics and techniques and you know what? If I spell anything wrong, throw it in the comments. Go ahead. Tell me how to spell it properly. This is not about spelling, okay? This is about the real spell behind spelling, that you are hypnotized and subconsciously programmed to think that you cannot make it. Or worse yet, to think that you can and you are not. To feel like you know, and the biggest roadblock to learning something and to knowing something is to thinking that you know something. Like Mark Twain said, it's not what you don't know that gets you into trouble, it's what you think you know that just ain't so. What you think you know for sure that just ain't so, that's what gets you into trouble. You think it's all about the techniques, let's see if I could spell this one. Client, help me spell this right. Strategy, okay? You think it's about the strategy, you think it's about the tactics, the techniques, but really, really what it's about is the principles. And why do I say principles? Why is principles so important that I'm going to underline it 3 times? Because the principles, also known as laws, principles work every time for everyone everywhere. Principles are known as the laws that govern the thing. The tactics and the strategies, tactics are what to do, right? Do 20 push-ups, do 20 squats, do 3 sets, do 20 repetitions of each. And if you can't do 20, do 5 until you get to 20. It's going to work great. Another great tactic is the 500 calorie, I call it a strategy actually. The 500 calorie strategy, because a tactic is what to do and a strategy is why and when to do it. 500 calories less every day. The reason why is because if you have 500 calories less every day for 7 days, you'll lose 1 pound. It's an amazing strategy. It works. I'm not saying that these other things don't work. The tactics and strategies, we need them. They do work. It's just that a lot of times they're temporary. What I just heard, I know how to do it. I know I need to lose weight. I've lost it before. I did intermittent fasting. Great. Like, you gained it though. You gained it again and you lost it, which is actually more dangerous than just keeping the weight. Losing and gaining the weight is very dangerous. So I suggest to you to learn the principles instead of just the tactics and strategies. Again, strategy, 500 calories every day for 7 days, you're going to lose 1 pound. You could split it up. 250 calories, you're eating less. 250 calories, you are being active, right? For most people, and I'll get back to the strategies, the principles and the laws in a moment, but let me finish this out because this might help you. This is a great tactic, or excuse me, strategy, is the 500 calorie strategy that most people are burning. They're in zone 1 to 3, okay? That's the zone most people are in, and that's heart rate wise. So your heart rate is 50 to maybe 70% of your max. Another simple way of putting it, you're walking, right? Walking. You could swim. It's pretty light exercise. Okay, you're not breathing so heavy. When you're in zone 1 to 3, that's what most people are in when they're attempting to lose weight, trying to lose weight, or actually doing it and just at the beginning of your fitness journey. This means your heart rate is pretty low because you have adapted to a sedentary life. And this is 100 to 250 calories per hour, okay? Calories per hour. Stay with me because this is just the beginning, right? This is the strategy that I'm telling you is not enough to really lose the weight or really have endless energy to be healthy and to have an ideal body weight, because who really cares about losing the weight? You're doing this for a feeling. No, Keith, I'm doing this to lose weight. I know you're doing it to lose weight, but how will you feel when you lose the weight? That's the expectation, the emotionally charged expectation we're looking for to create permanent results. Permanent results, not a temporary fleeting fix. Now, the laws, right, or the principles, I like to call them, because a lot of people don't like laws, but the principles behind fitness, behind spiritual fitness, are superseding the tactics and strategies. But first, and let me go over this with you right here so you could really understand. First, we must change. Number 1, these are the levels of learning, right? Number 1 is to change your perception. What did I say perception was? Do you remember? Perception is also belief. Perception is the way that you see things. And the way that you perceive things creates a whole different reality for you. Because some people could see things as, right? Say someone was back in the future. They never seen a TV. They see it as a square box. Freak out when they realize it's a TV, right? You could see there's so many different aspects of perception. Some people see a book as a weight, like something to like stand on, or not something to read, right? Some people see books, like myself, I'm looking at my bookshelf, as miracles. Like, these are decades of information of someone that is giving me so much information and knows how to do something that I don't know how to do. A lot of people don't see books like that, right? They're obviously nonfiction books. A lot of them are self-help. So perception is the first level of learning and teaching. We must change the way we see things to change what we see. Our perception, our belief, our expectation, right? And if you think that it's not going to work, like exercise, fitness, nutrition, it's not even worth like attempting to do it. It's not even worth getting on that fitness journey unless you really expect and perceive yourself as being able to succeed. Now, number 2 is what we're talking about, right? Tactics. Tactics are great. That is the what, right? And then we got the how. How and when. How and when are very important, right? Strategies. Now, as I said, these are important. You're not going to be able to skip over them. It's just if you never get to the 4th and then the 5th level is going to be a whole nother page, because the 5th level is mind-blowing. But the 4th level is principle. If you don't understand the laws that govern all these tactics and strategies and the reason why your perception is changing, then you're never going to change who you be. And if you don't change who you be, your belief of who you are, your identity, you're never going to change what you do. You must change who you are to do something different. Like, you got to change your character to love to exercise, to feel like doing it. With an emotionally charged expectation, you change your experience. You change your environment. You change your circumstances and situations in life with the way that you feel, think, and behave. Your circumstances and situations don't control your emotions and your thoughts and your feelings. Most people think they do. If it rains, oh, so sad. You let the environment control your emotions. You let the situations control your feelings and your thoughts, yet you can control all of the outer world by how you feel, having control over your feelings and emotions. Because then you will start to do, you'll start to do things. The reason why we do everything is one reason and one reason only, and it is because, forgive me for this kind of first time using this, because we feel like it. You do what you feel like doing. And if you hate exercise because you don't have the principles, you don't have the well-known tactics and strategies that you know are science-based, that they're just not like, they work, but they're not going to work for a permanent amount of time. They help you lose some and weight loss, right? They help you lose some pounds, but they're not really helping you with energy and health. That's just a byproduct that you're losing weight so you feel more energetic and healthy. But when you know that you got the magic, that you got the miraculous science and art to really change how you feel and do things, oh man, you're going to feel like exercising every day of the week, right? You're going to just feel like doing it. Now, I told you the 5th level, this is where the game changes, because this is the essence. Again, if I spell it wrong, you just throw it in the comments. Throw your notes in the comments. What did you get out of this? Because if you don't have your notebook and you're not taking notes, you might not be taking this seriously. This is game-changing, life-changing, life-transforming, for the better information. And it's information that gets you to where you'd like to go. The only difference of where you are now and where you'd like to be is information. And the essence of learning, this is number 5, right? The essence of learning, the highest level of learning, is to create it to be your own. To do it in a way that it becomes memorable, that it's etched in your memory and it actually becomes a habit. Because what really creates health is habits. What creates wealth is habits. What creates poverty is habits. What creates sickness is habits. Prosperity is created by the power of habits. When you do things regularly, your life will regularly change. Being consistent is the key, because consistency builds up your competence, and your competence builds up your confidence, and your confidence is trusting yourself. Knowing that you will have integrity to do what you say you're going to do and be who you wish to be. To change your frequency frequently changes who you are. And what changes your frequency is what you focus on frequently. That changes your frequency to a higher stature of love and gratitude, of acceptance, of willingness, instead of shame, instead of constant desire, instead of anger. Our emotional state and our expectation that we emotionally charge of what's going to happen in the future, today, later on today, tomorrow, next year, next month, next 5 years. When we all have an expectation. And now back to the beginning, because I needed to give you some context to understand the content. Back to the beginning is clarity. When you are clear about where you'd like to go, not where you would not like to go, then everything changes. Because most people are clear about what they don't want. And X marks the spot of exactly where you'll be. What you focus on frequently becomes your frequency. It becomes a frame. Like this is a frame. And you are focused on what is in that frame. But if we have what you don't want in that frame, like I'm so sick, I'm so overweight, I'm so tired, all the time repeating this consistently, you build competence in that and trust that you build the confidence that you are sick, that you are tired, and that you are overweight, and that all can change. Sure, you need the tactics and strategies that you first must change your perception, your belief, your identity, who you are. And it helps to be around people that have already done what you'd like to do, because your circle of influence, it said that the top 5 people that you spend the most time with, you become the average of. And that's why a mentor, a coach, a teacher is so vital to changing your entire life. It's not just the information that causes the transformation, it's the vibration. The vibration of the person with the vibrant vision. Because without vision, we shall perish. And that vision causes a vibration, and that vibration changes your frequency. And again, what you focus on frequently becomes your frequency. What are you focused on? What's on your screen? Are you clear about where you'd like to go? Are you clear about what you don't want? And you keep on saying what you don't want over and over again. Or you really don't really know how to get to where you'd like to go. You can do anything. Greatness is inside of you because God is inside of you. God is omnipresent. God is the spiritual, the unseen within you. That's why I began saying the most important aspect of fitness is the spiritual aspect, to see where you'd like to go and feel the expectation of your goal already accomplished before you even start. And that's challenging when you don't know where to go. You don't know the steps to get there. Because sometimes when we try to jump to the top of the staircase, we end up falling down. And that's another aspect of clarity that most people don't get. They don't just go to the first step. When we talk about fitness, there is a underlying principle called progressive overload. And the thing about being progressive is that we need to take steps to be progressive. You can't just jump staircases to have progressive overload. It's like trying to run a marathon the first day that you just decide to get on your fitness journey. You start off not running, walking, and you might not even walk a mile. But if you get discouraged because you're only doing a half mile or quarter mile, you're setting yourself up for failure. Set yourself up for success and be professional about it, knowing that you are going to take small steps on this great journey. Sun Tzu said, I believe it was Sun Tzu, every great journey starts a journey of 1,000,000 steps starts with one step. I'm paraphrasing. You know what? If you know better than me, throw it in the comments. I believe that was Sun Tzu. There is so much information for you out there, it probably makes most of your head spin. That's why the principles are so important. Once you understand the principles, you change your perception, you understand the principles, you throw some tactics and strategies in there that are science-based. Then you could make it your own thing. You could make it memorable by creating it to pull the essence out of it and do it your own way. Because once you understand the principles, you could manipulate the tactics and strategies to do it a different way. Not everyone has to run the marathon. Not everyone has to run. You could do fitness without ever running and then be able to run. How about that? The first time I ran about, I believe it was like 4 or 6 miles, and my two buddies were amazed that I ran so long without and ran at the same pace at them, like 6 or 7 minute miles. Why? Because I had the principles of fitness. I knew exactly what to do to get me there, and I practiced progressive overload. Even though that was my first run, I already had the principles and the essence of fitness down packed. It was my habit. Health is a habit. It's not much more than that. So if you're ready to take the next step in your life and to receive more, I have a full audiobook for you. Go over to joymasterkey.com and there's a full audiobook for you called Receive the Blessings if you're blocking the blessings. If you're ready for the next step, even more than an audiobook, I'm still working on this, so it might be still loading. It is drkeithjlopez.com. Dr. Dr. Keith, Keith, J, the letter, Lopez.com. And it will give you the 9 mistakes most people make that keep them from being overweight, sick, and tired. And then after you watch that, it's a free video. Then, if you'd like, you could sign up for the secret science, the spiritual steps for fitness and nutrition. It's mind-blowing what this is. Okay, just wanted to throw that out there, see if you need some more help. If not, it's okay. Stay tuned. Smash that like button and subscribe so I can help you more. Throw your notes in the comments of what you got out of this or what the next step is, what you'd like to learn more of. Because you, my friend, are the infinite potential of greatness, and you are worth so much more than material. You're a spiritual being. And When you get into spiritual fitness and nutrition, you are able to do things at such a higher level, to serve people at such a higher level. And that's my dream for the world, is that you are your dream weight, living with your dream abilities, living your dream life. Thank you so much, and have an amazing day.